Dear students, after a long time we are meeting together through this video. We all are fighting against a common virus, corona or COVID-19. We are fighting without having any material weapons in our hands. We are fighting with our mind strength. So let us work together for a common good future. Today I am going to teach you one chapter from geography. Chapter 1, Resources and Development. In smaller classes, you are studied about various resources. In this video, you can watch various things around me, like mountains, trees, soil, like that, various resources, various things. So first of all, we should know what is a resource. Everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs. What all things are there in our environment, in our surroundings, which can be used to satisfy our needs. They are able to complete our needs. We got various needs like our house, food, clothes. So these things can satisfy these needs, and these things can be technologically converted. With the help of existing technology, we can convert these things, and these things are having its own economical value, and they are accepted by the culture. So I say the definition of resources once again. Everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, can be termed as a resource. Now we are going into different types of resources. The resources can be classified in the following ways: on the basis of origin, on the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of ownership, and also on the basis of status of development. First one, on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin means from where these resources are originated. They are divided into two, biotic and abiotic. What do you mean by biotic resources? Resources which are in biosphere and they are having life. For example, we human beings. Flora means plant kingdom, and fauna means animal kingdom. These are the living things. Second is abiotic. The resources which are not having life. For example, metals, minerals. Second, on the basis of exhaustibility. Here two divisions are there: renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable, they can be used again and again. For example, sunlight, wind, water, etc. Then what do you mean by non-renewable? They are not able to use again and again. For example, for coal and petroleum. Next division is on the basis of ownership. Here four classifications are the individual, community, national, and international. What do you mean by individual resources? Resources which are owned by an individual. My house, your car, your pen, your bag, etc. Then what is community? The resources which are owned by community. Community center, various parks which are owned by community. Next one is national. The resources which are owned by nation or government. Forest, is a resource of nation. Indian Railway is a resource of Indian government. And the last one is international resources. The resources which are owned by international institutions like UNO. You know about UNO. What is UNO? United Nations Organizations. Its properties are coming under the category of international resources. Now the next division is on the basis of status of development. We can divide them into 4 categories: potential, developed, stock and resource. What do you mean by potential resources? Resources which are found in a region but have not been utilized. For example, sunlight in Gujarat and Rajasthan. These 2 states got enough sunlight, but which is not completely converted into the production of energy. Second one, developed or actual resources. Resources which are utilized completely. For example, iron and steel. Next one is stock. Materials in the environment which have the potential to satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have the appropriate technology to utilize them. Here one example comes H2O, to water. We know water is equal to H2O or H2O is equal to water. But we don't know the appropriate technology to convert H2O into water. So this type of resources are called as stock. And the last one is reserves. These are the subset of stock and can be used for future requirements. For example, water in the dams. Water in the dams are kept for the future requirements.